Welcome everyone to round 9 of the Red Arrows Racing League Season 2. As we're getting into the business end of the season, we have what have we got? We have Belgium, we have Spain, we have Canada, we have the rescheduled Abu Dhabi to go. It is getting to the business end of the season, and we're here at Spa. We have got a short qualifying session followed by 22 laps round the Belgium Grand Prix. And as you can see, we have an extremely full grid tonight. We have new people, we have people that have left the league, and we have the usual suspects of how many laps will Hugs make in this session. We do have a few penalties that will be applied after the race as well, but as you can see, we are readying up. We're not waiting around this time. We are good to go for our qualifying session round Belgium, round Spa, one of the most famous races on the calendar, and let's hope that the entertainment and the drama lives up to expectations. Apologies for my absence last week. I understand you had an on-board view of Liam and all of the drama that unfolded there, but everything's been sorted this week. We have a very trustworthy and full grid, and everything should run smoothly, except for everything that doesn't run smoothly, as per usual in the Red Arrows Racing League. So we are looking at a very hot championship contested between our Jays 2102 and Aeon Blades. But as you will see on the right hand side, Aeon Blades is not here tonight, so a fantastic chance for Jays to take control of this championship race. As we are at a dry qualifying session, makes a change from things that we have had recently. And pretty soon we will jump straight into the action and see who comes out the pits first. I will inform you, Hugs does have a qualifying ban for his antics at Monaco. So he will not be taking part in the qualifying session. He could go out and do a potential out lap. I believe that's allowed. I'm not entirely sure, but he will not be setting a lap. And there is a few other penalties that will be applied after this qualifying session. As you can see, a few cars coming out onto the track. At Aston Martin, there's a Mercedes. So I think Casper is coming out of the pits, but we will be led out by Joshi Wilco in the AlphaTauri. He will be our first man out on track. We've got only a few have come out so far. We've got both Ferraris coming out at the minute. Pinto disqualified from the session already, blocking the pit lane. Not sure if that's a glitch or if it is going to let him actually set a lap. Obviously in that beautiful, no, it has disqualified him, unbelievable. So drama for Pinto already, and you can see the yellow livery on that Ferrari as done in IRL at the weekend at Monza. So we do have a couple of flying bananas, as most people now out on their out lap, and we'll jump on board as Joshi comes round. And what we will do, we will ride on board and we will see what Joshi can do for his first flying lap. So here we go, up through the gears, DRS open, into turn 1, the 90 degree, plus down into second gear, nice rotation, touch the curve on the outside, and then one of the most famous sights in Formula 1 racing, up the hill, through the gears, up into 8th gear, flat out if you dare, ease off just a little bit, of course, you've got to stay in them lines, otherwise you will get track invalidated. DRS open now, straight down in 8th gear, hitting top speed are about 215 miles an hour into a right hander, straight into the left, a bit wide there, should probably drop down to 3rd gear a bit easy, up into 5th, that's too high gear there on the out, don't think he's invalidated the lap just yet, no, drop it right down into 2nd gear, hug that inside axle, and then should be hitting 4th gear here, he's stayed in 5th, possibly could have dropped down to 4th, And then again, this sweeping left-hander. A lot more... oh, that might have been trap violation there. It's a lot more easy to hug those inside curbs this time as opposed to last year's game. Bit wide there, not touching the apex on both. Got one more right-hander here. Leads into the sweeping right-hander onto the back straight. Try and generate as much speed. He's lost it, lost the front wheel, and Joshie Wilco, sorry, out of the session. That's a yellow flag, so everyone coming behind him, be wary that there is a car out there. Who have we got behind him? I think it's Butler. It is. Didn't see if that did compromise him. We've got Polly coming up to him as well. No, it's the SLH, the other Mercedes, goes around him. Luckily, no one made contact from the look of it. Calgon has missed him as well. Sorry, AJ's missed him as well. But I think it will have compromised their thing. So it's going to be Lanard, Butler, sorry, that sets off first time he comes into the pits. He's abandoning the lap. I think he got put out a bit there. We've definitely got an Alfa Romeo down. SLH just set the first time. I think it's Casper. Yeah, Casper's run wide there as well. Get out of the way of the Red Bull coming through. So SLH has set a 146 as our first time here. Shadow Rome goes 145 in the Ferrari. Let's see who else we've got coming on a flying lap at the minute as Liam comes across. He goes P2 with a 146. And our first lots of flying laps here. Just about coming to an end. AJ sets a good pace, sector 1 there, fastest in sector 1 in McLaren. Beautiful camera angle there. JZ 144.5, 5 tenths quicker than anyone so far. And of course, he has that advantage this week that there is no Aeon blades, so we could put a real buffer between him and Aeon if he gets good points this week as the championship comes to its climax. It does look like a 2-horse race now, depending, unless someone can play a dream wildcard and double M points like both Aeon and Jays did, both winning on their wildcards. Oh, invalidation there for AJ, just running a bit wide. Easily done on that corner. Let's see who else we've got. We've got T. Cali here. Coming towards the end of his lap. That's a 2 minute, so that's a very slow lap. Puts him down in P9. Always grinding Casper, yet to come out. Now what's Lanard doing in sector 2 here? I think most of the yellow flags at the minute are people just going slow on their in laps. Got no one spun. I'm just going to check the chat and see if anything's happened with Pinto there. Nothing. Oh yeah, Pinto has put in what's happened there as Lanard goes P6. So first round of laps just about done. AJ going again. He has got enough battery. Managed to recharge that. Always grinding, and Casper. And My Little Pony there in P5 at the minute on his debut. Oliver as well, debutant in the Red Bull, replacing Gat, who has moved on to bigger and better things. And he is at P4, so filling those big shoes that Sagat left us. So far, so good. Let's see if AJ can put in a lap this time without invalidating. He was quick in sector 1 on that first lap. He's not matched it this time, but let's see where he can put himself. Stays in the white lines. It is going to be a lap. And it is a P7 on 145.9. Just 4 thousandths behind Lanod there in P6. Let's see if anyone else is flying at the minute. We've got Torre. He's on his in lap now. Let's see, always grinding on his flying lap now. Let's jump on board with the Haas. Bit deep in the corner there, just rotate nicely, hit the apex, sweeps to the right to go to the left. Right down in third gear there, possibly a bit too low. And then the sweeping left-hander, we've seen lots of people invalidate their lap here by running wide on that outside. He's kept it here though, and like you say, you can touch that inside curve on this year's game. Couldn't touch that last year, or you would be in the barrier. Nice rotation, hitting the apex. Staying in that line, well done here. Some nice driving here so far. Let's see, that Haas sweeping round onto the back straight. Might get a bit of slipstream there for the Aston. And what is always grinding? No, he has invalidated. Not sure where that was, so he's dived into the pits. Casper, whoa, perfect timing to shut in there. He's managed to keep it going. He's only lost his front wing. Sensibly waits for cars to pass. So the place that we saw Joshi Wilco lose it, Casper loses it there as well, but gets lucky. Only loses the front wing, whereas Joshi lost his front wheel as well and had to retire from the session. So quite lucky there. He's got Mercedes flying behind him. That's Polle that's going to be flying behind him there. And he's on his in lap, I think, looking at that battery. Oh no, he's on his out lap. So he's going again. And Casper's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane again. That's the second one. Not entirely sure what's happening here, whether he's hit the wall a little bit there. But Pollo's got a pretty clear track ahead of him now. Let's see if he can improve on that P9 so far in the Mercedes. Open up to the DRS. Down the back straight. Just over 6 minutes remaining in this session. So we're getting to the business end of qualifying here. And at the minute, it is Jays from Butler, followed closely by Shadow Realm, and then Super Calgon. Only 2 people breaking into 144s at the minute, though. And Jays putting in the work at the back end of the season here. Like I said, no way on Blades tonight, so it is a fantastic chance for Jays to take control of this championship title picture by getting some good big points at the minute. 4 points behind Aeon coming into this race. What can he do? Yeah, flying set to 1. I think that's just a car going slow. As we watch Polle here come towards the end of his flying lap, and what can he do here? Nice apex hit there. Accelerate on the exit. DRS open, and it is a P7, so he does improve by 4.5 tenths. And up into P7. So 6th and 7th for the Mercedes-Benz at the minute. Got a bit of traffic at the end of sector 1 at the minute. Let's have a look. So most of them are on outlaps while I look at it. So I assume they will be trying to get a bit of separation down this back straight. Let me know in the comments if you're a fan of this Ferrari livery that they did do at Monza, or whether you think they went away from the traditional yellow, the traditional red of Mercedes. I've just been informed the standings are out, so let's have a look at the official standings. Yes, so Aon is 4 points ahead of Jay's at the minute. So a big chance for Jay's to take first place in the championship at this race. Liam sitting there in third place, bit behind him, but yet to play that wild card. So not completely out the realms possibility that Liam still could come into the equation, but it is going to take a wild card and scoring big points in that wild card to make this a 3-horse race, because at the minute it is definitely a 2-horse race between Aaron Blades and Jay's. So what have we got here? Let's have a look. Butler with a 3-minute lap, so I assume this is not his flying lap. Jay staying in the pits. Think he's saving them tyres. Now, what can Shadow Realms do? Oliver's gone P3, but Shadow Realms 3.5 tenths up through Sector 2. He's purple in Sector 2 here. 5 tenths off the lead at the minute, but can this Ferrari get onto the front row at least, or possibly take pole? Our reigning champion has had a horror show of a season this year. Played his wildcard last week for a DNF, so it was 0-0. But this week, he is back in form, takes the front row alongside the man he stole the title off last year in the last race. And is this a return to form for Shadow Realms? Are we seeing the potential that he has shown? But, well, he hasn't shown since he switched to Ferrari. But, of course, you don't win a championship without some form of skill. So, nice to see him back near the front of the grid. As we jump onto Butler here. Butler just a bit down through Sector 2. We're getting to the business end now, last couple of minutes here, so these are going to be the last flying laps for people, unless they abandon and get through. 2 tenths up. This is quick from Butler. Butler really on par here to possibly get pole. Jay is out, so he will get a chance to do a flying lap to come back at what the other people are doing as the track is evolving. There's definitely more speed in the track now. Shadow Realms retired. He's done for the session. He's done his best lap. Butler, is he going on pole here? Butler goes P2. Just lost a bit of time there in the last section. And it is raining on track as well. So that may be it in terms of people going fastest now. Let's see if Jay can improve his... Has he invalidated? DRS disabled. I think that's going to be it, guys. I think everyone's just going to abandon their laps here. DRS disabled. It has got that quick. Calgon's lost his front wing. Just showing that the track is getting a bit too slippy. And SLH has lost his front wing. There's front wings everywhere. People retiring. They're saying, that's us done. Can't improve with the rain coming at the end there. So Butler and Shadow Realms timed that perfect. Butler possibly not. He possibly lost a bit of time at the end there due to that rain, because he was on course to get pole there. But that last section just dropping off. So possibly the rain came 10, 20 seconds too soon for Butler to grab that pole. Ben timed it really well to get a lap in just before the rain came. But Jay's put in that early lap in and did the business nice and early. But now we wait and see what the conditions are for the race. So just waiting for the last few to come into the pits or retire from the session. And then we will be going into the race itself. Off the top of my head, obviously Hugs had a quali ban. We have Lanod is got a 10 place penalty from the top of my head. Liam will have a 5 place. And I believe Casper, who is at the back, has 5 seconds as well. I think they're the only penalties that will be applied. And let's see what is in store for us tonight in the Belgian Grand Prix. So Jays, in the absence of Aeon Blades, takes pole and knows tonight he can really put a stamp on the championship lead. 4 points behind coming into this. But with Aeon guaranteed to get 0 points, how badly does Jay push? Or does he just admit that he just needs to finish this race with points? Or does he go all out for that victory? Butler showing great pace as usual. Shadow Realms a return to form finally, finding some pace in that Ferrari in P3. Notable mentions to Oliver and Pony on their debuts. Respectable grid positions there. It is sunny. That is one good thing so far. But we saw it started sunny in the race, so it could quite easily change. So we've got our formation lap coming up before we start the race. Looking at okay, so we're setting up a new lobby. The usual carnage that this league has become famous for. Don't think Butler's got the memo quite yet. Butler's definitely not got the memo as he's warming up his tyres. So yeah, we're applying the penalties. That is why this incredible driving is taking place. Although Butler hasn't got the memo, surely, because he is properly warming up his tyres here. There we go, finally the last few. So we've had a few that have done the proper lap. So prepare for utter carnage, ladies and gentlemen, because we will be setting up a actual grid with penalties applied. There we go. You can see that yellow livery as we just wait for the last few to retire from the session. Not sure why the last few have not retired yet. They've not got the memo, obviously. I think Jay's on the hunt just to take them out, looking at it. There we go. And there we go. And just Polly to come. And Polly clearly not getting the memo here. Come on, Polly. Get the memo. There we go, finally. Oh, we're doing a new session by the looks of it. Let me just jump in a party here. Go just in party chat. So we'll just let the grid fill up again, and then also the penalties applied, and we will go straight into a 22 lap race and hope it is still going to remain dry.
Hello.
may be my microphone or it may be the settings, not entirely sure. So let me know if you can hear me now in the chat. Okay, you can hear me. Excellent. Cheers, Chase. So if you just joined us at the end of lap 7, you'll see we are behind the second safety car of the race. We have had a very controversial race. Cheers, Josh. The race so far, absolute disaster. We had Jays on pole, 4 points behind Aon, who wasn't racing tonight in the championship standings. He has retired after the first safety car. Had a bit of an incident on lap 1 with Callie that led to a safety car. We lost Christian Huggs behind the safety car. Casper managed to keep it on track, pitted. He kept going. On the restart, we lost Jays up the hill, and then Butler spun it in front, and Butler collected several cars in there. And then since then, we have also lost SLH, and that is caused the second safety car of the race. And again, looking at Liam now in P3, that slither of hope for him to get into the championship race is back on now, because if he can collect points, he can close the gap. He's still got his wild card to play this season as well, and he may be able to bring himself into contention for this championship battle. So that is you up to date with the race so far. Shadow Realms, our reigning champion, of course, has given up the title fight this season, but finally, after the switch to Ferrari, showing a bit of form, and he has led for a few laps now after Butler, who had started on the mediums, got ahead of Jays and Shadow Realms on those hard tyres, was making good use of them, but on the restart, lost it. And so, yeah, we've had a lot of incidents. We've lost half the field, 10 runners left, and I suspect the safety car will be coming back in this lap. Safety car is in this lap, so Shadow Rail will back up the field now. And let the safety car get well ahead. It's quite a good restart track this when you are leading behind the safety car, because you can really just hit that apex on the final, get your foot down before the person behind. Of course, on the restart, Jays had a bit of a moment. He thought Butler had gone, had some of the brakes, and that's how Shadow Rails managed to jump him on the restart. And that's where we are at the minute. So where does he go? Puts foot down, gets his wheels in line. AJ, fantastic traction. Whoa, Shadow Realm there. Backed off the restart. He knew AJ had him. And because of that, Liam now up into P2 as we go into the first corner. Once again, AJ sent round the outside, goes right round the outside, loses it, Pitt just gets back on track. No collision, I think, but Calgon managed to get the inside of him. Casper also made the jump on him. He's going to come back at him though. Pinto managed to head Oliver. AJ coming up the hill now. Can everyone get through this time? Everyone through nice and safety this time. Shadow Realm now foot down. Liam on those medium tyres. These are the only two that have not pitted. Pinto up the inside of Oliver. Lets Oliver go around the outside. Manages to keep it. And Oliver takes position back on those soft tyres. Going to be a lot quicker than most people here. Oliver all over the back of AJ already now. Trying to make use of those soft tyres while they are in the zone. It's much better traction compared to the hard tyres. Looking down the inside, not the place to send it there though, but AJ's gone quite wide from it, so Oliver is going to pull up to the back of him here. They're pulling up to both of them, pulling up to the back of Casper in the Aston Martin as the Red Bull goes right around the inside, just misses AJ there. Getting a bit frustrated behind the McLaren here, but he does need to show patience because the McLaren's has been held up by Aston Martin here. He's going to dive up the inside, he's going to go dive up the inside of both of them here. Thinks better of it, but he's got better traction. AJ was looking at a move to make on Casper there, couldn't do it. Much better traction here from Oliver. He's going to open up that battery here. Try and get ahead of AJ, but AJ's got the inside line for the sweeping left-hander. Nearly made contact there. Fantastic racing by both. They're leaving space. Eases off there. He's going to switch to the outside through the final corner. I think just play it sensible here. No, he's going to send it. He's got ahead of him here. Can he get better traction out of this corner and get Casper as well? Front three. Bit of a diving away from this little battle going on here as Oliver making great progress through the field. Pinto's having a look at the inside of AJ here. He's going to send AJ wide again, just like on the restart. AJ's got better tracks coming out the corner, so he's just managed to stay ahead. Is it going to make contact up the hill here? No, Pinto thinks better of it, just backs off just a little bit. But he's going to have better speed coming up the hill, I think, possibly. Getting that slipstream of AJ. He's going to close up to the back of him now as Oliver closes up to the back of Casper in front of these as well. Pinto's going to be ahead of him before the corner gets here. Let's have a quick look up here. Oliver, no, he's not pulling up to the back. Casper. Pinto gets the job done before the corner. Goes a bit deep though, so he's going to let AJ come back into him. But Pinto manages to keep ahead there. Oliver's got in front of Casper here. And up into P4, making use of those soft tyres. Oliver, a man on the mission at the minute, absolutely flying through the field. And now has his sights set on that P3 and Super Calgon on those soft tyres. Liam just dropping off a bit on Shadow Realms. But again, Liam, big chance here to score some big points and close the gap on those front two in the championship standings. Because Jay's retired and Aeon Blades not here this week. Our reigning champion leading from the front. Finally showing a bit of form in that Ferrari. And he leads by 2 seconds. Calgon closes up to the back of Liam now as well. So Calgon showing some good pace. We have a yellow flag. That's Oliver. Oh no, Oliver. You see it there. Oh, Josh and Torres split in to go round him there. Torres lost it on the coming back on though, I think. He has coming back on there. You can see it on the inside. And we're down to 8, ladies and gentlemen. And it is another safety car. Always grinds pits for penalty for speeding there. So Shadow Realms is boxed. He's taken this safety car to box. Liam staying out for the time being. And we are down to 8. So, we have lost 11 drivers in 11 laps, ladies and gentlemen. That is where we are at the moment. Liam now leads. And all of a sudden, he is bringing himself back into this championship picture. He still has his wild card to play this season as well. Our championship leader, not here tonight. Our pole sitter, who's second in the championship standings, lost it after the first safety car. Shadow Realms now running P4 has finally pitted. We'll have a look at the pit stops. Only one person not pitted so far, and that is Liam at the front. We have a drive-through for always grinding, and AJ's got a 3-second penalty so far. And that is how we are at the minute. I think safety car will be out for another lap. So what does Liam do now? When does he pit? Is he trying to stretch out the mediums under all these safety cars to possibly switch to the softs? Such a shame there with Oliver. He was showing great pace on his debut. And then lost it at the corner. A lot of people lost it, especially in qualifying as well. And Torre did very well to avoid that car, but then lost it on the rejoin as well. So very unlucky there. Watching him and Joshi split each way to avoid the car. Some great driving, just very unlucky. I've had it as well. Swerving to avoid a car and then ending up putting yourself out. Frustrating. But here we are. So we expect the safety car to be in this lap, and just like that we've only got 10 laps left. So Liam, the only one not to pit, so he's got to put his foot down here and get a bit of a lead from Calgon and Pinto, because he's got Shadow Realm sat in 4th place now on those fresh mediums. But Liam's got to be thinking, try and get as many points as possible here. If he's got any chance of winning this championship, this is a race. Now with the gift he's been given, he has to win this race if he's got any hope of winning this championship. With that wild card still to play, I say he has to win this race. And also, whichever race he plays his wildcard, he's got to win that. That's the only chance he's got of catching Jays and Aeon Blades. The safety car is in this lap, and Liam backing up the pack. So here we go. Liam, foot down, and away we go. We're back racing. Has he managed to get it? He has got it. Super Calgon just dropping off a bit there. And quite a separated track on the restart here, so no drama going into turn 1. I suspect Shadow Realms will be on the back of Pinto very quick on those fresh softs. He's got him already. Look at that, great traction on those fresh softs compared to the old hards. And Shadow Realms on the move. Now he's made his pit stop. Everyone up the hill. Whoa! I was about to say everyone up the hill nice and safely, but Joshi losing the back end there. Managed to keep it out of the barrier though. And he's making it a bit dizzy watching him here, but he's managed to keep it going, kept it out of the wall. And we're back as Liam leads from Calgon, but Shadow Realms on the prowl now. Up the inside of Calgon he goes. Makes contact just a bit there. Forces Calgon a bit wide and gets through, and already on the back of Liam where he left before the safety car. Liam on those old medium tyres now. Shadow Realms on the fresh mediums. Be taking these to the end. He's done his pit stop. Look further down here. Oh, Casper has spun it. He's managed to keep it going. But Liam leads for the moment. Shadow Realms fantastic traction out of the corner there though. Closing in this slipstream. Liam just a bit of wheels on the grass there. Will take a few carbons off. Is Shadow Realms going to send it? He has late moved there. Oh, just squeezed out by Liam. Great driving by both drivers. Left enough room. Joshy appears to have lost it at the end of Sector 2 again. Manages to keep it going though. We're just going to stay on board with this. Amazing battle though. Shadow Realms goes around the outside trying to get better traction up the hill here. No DRS 2 laps after safety car, so no DRS this lap. It'll come on next lap. And I think Shadow Realms just needs to be a bit patient here because Liam has to pit. As frustrating as it will be with that overspeed he had there, he's got DRS next lap if he doesn't get it done this lap. Pinto's got ahead of Calgon. Liam goes fence to the inside. He's going to send Ben round the outside. Shadow Realms gets inside here. Contact made again. And Liam keeps the inside. Shadow Realms looking for the cutback a bit here, possibly. No, thinks better of it. Just sits behind him. We've got Calgon and Pinto swapping positions behind these as well. Always grinding, still got that drive through to serve as well. Ben, fantastic corner there. Look at the extra speed he's got compared to Liam on those old tyres. Can get the tyres in line, get the better traction out of the corners. And Liam must be coming to the end of those lines on those tyres. He must be trying to stretch them out for a medium soft run now. It's the only reason he can still be on them. There's no point switching to hards with 8 laps to go. But we have a very close field. The front 5. And we go on board again. Shadow Realm's going to go for the switchback this time. Got Calgon right behind him. All 5 of these growing up. DRS now enabled. So was Shadow Realms just playing it smart there, well waiting for the DRS. Because Liam is sitting duck at the front of the minute on those 14 lap old tyres. Always grinding, serving his drive-through penalty now. And here we go into the DRS zone. He's got the overspeed before the DRS even opens up. Now the DRS opens up. Where does Liam send him? Liam's going to go defensive on the inside again. He's ahead of him before the corner here. Good driving by both. And Shadow Realms makes the move stick up into P1. As you can see, the front 5 all running in the same picture here. 2 Ferraris, 2 McLarens, and an Aston Martin. You'd love to see it. All separated by less than a few seconds. With Shadow Realms on the freshest tyres of the lot. On the softest compound of the remaining drivers. And looking very, very comfortable here to possibly pick up a race win. AJ's got another 3 seconds. That's 6 seconds now. As Liam's going to come under threat now because he's out the DRS zone of Shadow Realms. So Calgon's going to pull up to the back of him as well. Liam's got a bit wide there. Did he lose it? He did. Liam's out. Oh no, disaster. Oh, his grinding's had a moment there as well. Casper's coming around now. Let's see. Liam's lost it on the outside here, I think. There he has, just where Torre lost it. He lost it on the outside curve. And it seems that anyone that's in contention for the championship doesn't want to win it this race. Disaster, and it's another safety car. Does anyone pit? Casper's coming into the pits now. I think that's because maybe he had a moment. No, he's making the change. He's going to the softs. I think quite a few will gamble on the softs here. Alright, let's jump into a party with Jay here. And we'll get some help on commentary and just have a chat with Jay about what happened there. Hi, Jays.
How there, mate? You alright?
Wow.
Yeah. What a race.
Wow, what a disaster. And again, I'm sure part of you was slightly worried there with Liam leading the race. But, yeah, Liam now out as well. So, As you
I've
were in
been,
the championship.
Yeah, I've been watching Shadow Realm at the front, so I didn't see what happened to Liam, to be honest.
He, again, on the turn going into the back straight, I think he just clipped the outside curb and just lost it. Just where Shadow Realms is coming through now, the outside curb's so treacherous. I think he just clips it there into the barrier like Torre did before, and quite a few did in qualifying. So, yeah, chance miss for yourself, you think?
Yeah, fortunately, I've got no one to blame. I just completely lost it by myself up at Radion. Yeah, one of them things. No one to blame but myself. Just, yeah, I did see, I think there was a big crash in front of me as well, but my own accident. I didn't get the memo on that one.
Yeah, no, Butler was behind you and managed to spin it all on his own and collect 2 or 3 cars as well, unfortunately. Again, up there, it's so easy to lose traction, especially if your tyres are a bit cold. But yeah, definitely chance missed on the championship with Aeon not here tonight. I think
I was having the debate on whether to join the comms before the race even started, because I don't want to win this way, to be honest. If I'm going to win, I want to win by doing the same amount of races, so I'm almost glad I crashed it now.
Yeah, but and again, Liam's now missed a big chance. I think his last chance that was to catch up to either of you with his wildcard still to play. I think that's possibly now a 2-horse race for the championship. If the way things are, only 3 races left, I think that is it now. I think it's between you and Aeon Blades.
Is that 3 including Abu Dhabi? Because that's postponed.
Yeah, so we've got Spain, Canada and Abu Dhabi left after this race. But we've got a bit of a climax coming up here because everyone has pitted for soft tyres except Shadow Realms.
And that's, I think, the right thing to do, because if he'd have pitted, then he's potentially given out track position. So I think he's done the right thing for his race, but then everyone else has done the right thing for their race as well. Yeah, but
it's a bit of a no-win scenario at the front there, isn't it? But we've got Calgon, who's shown great pace in P2 on softs, and Pinto and AJ. AJ's got that 6-second penalty though, which I think is going. Oh, it's 11 seconds. Apologies there. I think he got another one under the pit lane speeding, so he's going to really struggle to get any position in the remaining 5 laps. But I think the front 3, it's anyone's race in this race. Shadow Realms, the medium tyre is only 6 laps old, so they're still going to be in good condition, but we saw with Oliver on the restart under the safety car, those soft tyres are so much quicker around this track. And I think for 5 laps, they're going to be quicker. So I think Calgon and Pinto will be fancying their chances on this restart.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. We'll see how he gets on. But yeah, it's the problem with the leading under a safety car. You are the most vulnerable person.
Mm-hmm. But I did say before, it's a nice track to lead under the safety car. You can really dictate and you can really get the traction coming out that last corner nice and early. Unless you're Butler and you see that the car behind's got better traction, so abandon the start. That's what happened in that first safety car. You had to jump on him, certainly, and he saw that quite early.
AJ throttle there and then put him inside.
Yeah. AJ's coming to pits now. What's the thinking here? Has he had a bit of a moment? Let's see.
I think even under a safety car, it will let you serve a 5, so maybe it's
he's serving the 5-second penalty, and then he's going to put some soft tyres on. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, for some reason the game does let you serve 5-second penalties behind a safety car.
So it's just down to 6 seconds, but he's at the back of the grid with 6 seconds, and whether he should have time to catch up the safety car. So I assume the safety car will be in this lap, which will give us 4 laps of racing to finish this race. And we'll see if Shadow Realms can hold on to this pole first position. But I suspect he's going to come under great pressure from Super Calgon and Mr. Eric Pinto. Casper finds himself in P4 after a very eventful race. I think his quote was, "My race has been ruined after lap 1." And he now finds himself with a great chance for a podium on those fresh soft tyres as well.
He was saying in the party, and we were saying that he seems to have no luck. But yeah, I hope that's a sign that's going to turn around.
Yeah, Joshua Wilco again. He's had a a very eventful race, and he found himself in P5. I think Spa's one of them tracks. If you finish, you find yourself up the grid, always grinding in P6, and then AJ coming at the back on his debut in the McLaren has showed great race pace. Just a few too many penalties, few too many track limits, and a few incidents. So only 7 drivers remain, and we are led by Shadow Realms, of course, still our reigning champion, but I think it's only a matter of time because, and I don't think I'm too early in saying that now, Liam has DNF'd as well, that it is a 2-horse race between yourself and Aeon Blades. Both played your wildcards, both won under wildcards as well, which gave you big points. And then we see that Shadow Realms played his last race with a DNF. Liam yet to play it, but now a long way behind with only 3 races to go. But safety car is in this lap, so Shadow Realms, the artist formerly known as Ben Smith, backs us up. And I suspect that Calgon and Pinto will have their tyres nice and warm quite early here and be very Max Verstappen-esque on that last corner. And it wouldn't surprise me if we go 3 wide into turn 1 here. So what have we got? 19, 20. So we're going to have 2 laps of DRS only, which will be interesting.
To the bus stop. I want to plant this in the exit of the bus stop.
Let's see where he goes. Foot down, he has gone. Calgon, not that good an exit. And Pinto, a terrible start by Pinto. Pinto's already a second down. Calgon pulling up to the back of Ben, but Ben's done that about as well as he could on the tyres he's on.
Calgon's got a good exit from La Source. As we come up now into Eau and Radion. This is where it's going to come to attack, especially on the DRS.
Yeah. No DRS for 2 laps though. No DRS for 2 laps after a safety car.
Yeah.
But that overspeed. But no, I think Ben was a bit braver up the hill there, and that's why he's kept the hill.
Perhaps he needs to get away on these laps to protect against DRS when it comes in.
Yeah. Pinto, not the start he would have suspected here. And I think, unless he can get going, Pinto's chance of winning this race is slowly slipping away. And this is Calgon is becoming the favourite for this race, unless Shadow Realms can defend and put in some great pace, which he's shown. Calgon with a penalty, though. That changes everything.
So now Calgon needs to get through and clear him, which is a tall order.
And Ben is showing good pace here. Those I say, the medium tyres aren't, 8 laps on the medium tyres. They're still going to be quite decent. Although we saw... Oh, no, Ben's lost it. Ben's out.
Careful on the
Pinto
track.
manages... He's off track, luckily, so everyone does manage. Always grinding, had to put on the brakes there to avoid him, and it is a safety car again.
What a crazy, crazy race.
It seems that no one wants to win this race. And all of a sudden, Pinto becomes favourite with that penalty. Absolutely crazy race. That corner has taken more bodies than Jack the Ripper, I think.
It's an absolutely crazy race. We've got Calgon in the lead with a 3-second penalty, so he needs to scarf up the road. Am I right in saying is the safety car going to be straight in here? Because I think
so. Because they're trying to do 2 laps of racing.
Yeah.
But we will have no DRS for the rest of this race, though.
Yeah. Because I think the game does fix it says 2 racing laps at the end, so it's going to be straight in.
Yep. And again, the field will have caught up. Always grinding in P6 at the back. He has pitted, but he will catch up here. So yeah, the safety car will come. I suspect the safety car will come straight in here. It should do. 6 drivers remain. This is. Whew. It's been hard to watch. Thank you for guys if you are sticking with us and still in this absolute crazy race where we had 19 drivers and in 20 laps we are down to 6. The top 3 in the championship, 1 didn't race, 2 DNF'd. Our reigning champion has just DNF'd. Am I right in saying, have any of these drivers here tonight won a race? I suspect Pinto has.
Don't think Pinto has. I was thinking maybe Calgon has.
Okay, so we may get a first-time winner, we may not. But Calgon, again, that penalty, 3 seconds is going to be a tall order in 2 laps. Pinto will be looking for a much better restart. He's been given a golden gift here after that poor restart behind the last safety car. And yeah, just Pinto's keep it nice and steady behind Calgon. Safety car is in this lap. So we're going to have 2 laps of racing. And Casper, for all the bad luck he's had, finds himself on a podium at the minute.
It's looking good for him now. Yeah, he was saying about his problems on lap 1.
Blessing in disguise.
I believe he did say on the chat in lap 1 he did have side pod damage, so that might come to play.
Okay. Shame you can't see the condition of cars on the spectator menu. Safety car is in this lap.
I'm looking at last year's standards, and Supercar did win a race. He won Singapore last year.
Okay, so Pinto hasn't.
Pinto hasn't. Pinto's got, what's he done?
Calgon's gone early here. Pinto's been caught cold here, and Calgon's gone.
He's on for a new best finish. I think Pinto's best finish here is P4, I think.
We're racing, and Calgon already a second ahead. Got to get up to 3 seconds to avoid that penalty, dropping him down position. But Calgon went early here. He caught Pinto very cold. He'd gone before the bus stop. And who we got? Again, with only 6 drivers, not a lot of racing going on now. But always grinding, pulling up onto the back of AJ, who's got that 6-second penalty now. And he's going to go up the inside here. Gets it done. Before, oh no, AJ much later on the brakes there, trusting those soft tyres to do their job. Great racing by both of them there. Joshy Wilco up, looking up the inside of Casper, thinks better of it. Casper keeps that P3, but if you say the side pod damage, AJ coming up flying behind these two as well. Pinto 1.7 behind Calgon. At the minute, he's winning this race. Calgon needs another 1.2 seconds now. As Joshy goes wide, AJ goes through. Old Grinding goes wide. Joshy goes up into P5. Onto the back of AJ. Casper holding on to that P3 for dear life. We've got yellow flag. Joshy and Old Grinding both kept it going. But they've spun and made contact there. It's just yellow flags, luckily. And it means Casper now. AJ all over the back of him, but AJ does have that penalty. So Casper possibly getting his first podium here. Calgon leads 1.9 seconds. Got yellow flag in sector 3. It is. Pinto's dropping off here. Calgon's set a fastest lap there, and Pinto is 2.8 seconds behind. Calgon may pull this out the bag here. Pinto's got to have a flying lap here, because he's on the verge of dropping out that 3 seconds. AJ up the inside of Casper, goes into P3. But again, that penalty, Casper just needs to keep him in his sight. Pinto is outside of the 3 seconds.
He did well to keep hold of that, because it looked like he was spinning that at the bus stop. So it's done well to keep hold of the car, but he now needs to see if he can get back in that 3 seconds.
Calgon on for the win on the final lap here. 3 second penalty. He's 3.2 ahead of Pinto. Casper 4.4 behind AJ. AJ needs to get a 6 second lead on Casper. He's got one of the 6 seconds. Casper may be on for his first podium here. Pinto 3.3 now. He's dropping further back. Calgon may have this one. Calgon absolutely flying. He's probably going to set another fastest lap here because he knows he has to have that foot down as Pinto needs to find something in this final sector of the race.
He's still got to go through Blanchimont where everyone's had the mistakes.
3.2. This is so tight, and again, it's always hard when they're not racing side by side. It's not a 0.2 second gap. It's 3 seconds on track, but it's 0.2 at the end of it, and Pinto's coming back. Pinto's coming back at him here. It's so close. There's only a tenth in it. Both of them absolutely draining their battery. Look, back up to 2/10. Can Calgon nail the bus stop here? Just about does it. Comes across 3.6 seconds. Calgon sets the fastest lap of the race and has done it. Pinto picks up P2. AJ comes back in P3, but it's going to drop down to P4, and it is a P3 for Casper. Fantastic podium for him. Coming back, Always Grind's going to stay behind AJ in P5, and Joshi Wilco is going to round up with only 6 drivers finishing this. And wow, what a race. We promised drama, we delivered it again. And Calgon picks up his first win of this season. But wow.
2 new podium sitters as well.
Incredible. Well, I suspected a bit of drama around Spa. I didn't expect 6 drivers finishing. As you see, Pinto in his lovely yellow overalls there. Just that mistake specials at the bus stop cost him the race win there. But Calgon, fantastic 2 laps. Deserved the win with those 2 laps there. Did what he needed to do with that 3-second penalty. But wow.
Survived the race like most of us didn't.
Yep, that was literally no one wanted to win that race until the end. But the driver standards overall not really affected because of the top 3 not finishing or not racing as well in Aeon's case. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Join us next week as we go to the sunny Spain, I believe, is next before we head to Canada. And then finally our race in Abu Dhabi, which has been rejigged, will be our season finale, where we will crown a new champion, where I think it will either be Aeon Blades or the man sitting virtually beside me, Jays. What are your thoughts on that race?
It's one of my better circuits, so I want a strong performance there. Hopefully we can get the gap closed. Get my words out in a second, sorry. Hopefully get the gap closed. But yeah, it's one of those just I have to take it lap by lap, and hopefully I don't do what I did tonight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will leave it there tonight. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a bigger field in Spain next week of competitive racing, because we do have a sprint as well. So we should have a lot more drivers finishing that race, touch wood. But that is Spa for you. It's always going to be controversial. It's always going to be drama. And this is the Red Arrows Racing League. And we will see you guys next week.